Welcome back, shop rats. Today, here in the shop, we're going to be back on Fat Fanny, giving it a little love and devotion that it's been neglected and it's feeling a bit lonely. So let's just watch the show intro. I'll see you in about 30 seconds. I'm Mike, and this is my car shop.
Working out of a 100-year-old refurbished barn, bringing 35 years of experience to projects considered beyond repair. Vision, creativity, and problem solving are essential tools in this place. Watch as we transform junk into polished metal miracles. This is My Cars Shop.
I have to kind of admit that I really haven't devoted as much time, energy, and effort to this car as it deserves. It's a beautiful car, and I really like the car, but it seems like there's always other priorities or other things, or even things I enjoy more. So today I thought it would be a good time to just take a few moments and love on the old girl and do a few things that need to be done, and well, we'll just see where it goes. So let's stop talking about it and let's just do it. One of the things that I was thinking about this morning when I woke up was how I never have actually checked a lot of the suspension parts on this car to be sure they're tight. So we need to take a scoot under here and take a look at this suspension and make sure that some of the main safety points are tight. Because if I am going to get it on the road, that might be kind of important. I don't know. Maybe not. So we're looking at the mounting points for the front suspension here in the back where they pivot, and I realize I don't have the boots and stuff in there yet. That's something that I need to take care of up there. But I just realized that these bolts here, these nuts, are not tight at all. And I don't mind them not being tight because the weight of the suspension holds them on there. But by the same token, they probably should be a little bit tighter than they are. I mean, I've not really driven this car anywhere except in and out of the shop, so I never worried about it. And I certainly didn't remember that I hadn't tightened them down. But it's probably something we should take care of. I will pop these back out of there eventually to get the boots put in here and all of that stuff. But for now, I think we should probably just, snug them up a bit. That's what I'm saying is, because safety first. See, they're swedged in there. They're not going anywhere, but still. Okay, that's good enough for now. Do the same thing on the other side. This is a chassis engineering front suspension kit that I bought for this car. We split the wishbone and so forth. The original mount point was here. The wishbone was split and tie rod ends were welded into it. Well, there was just a lot of stuff to do. And like I said, the whole point was I had it at a buddy's shop and we were just trying to get it together and get it out of there so we could get it back to my shop. And so little by little, things have just been forgotten about. I plan to take it into a friend of mine when I'm getting ready to put it on the road and have him look everything over 100% for safety. But, just one of those little things. By the way, these jam nuts aren't that important right now. That will be for adjusting the front suspension when we get everything squared up, and then we'll jam those down. But they're not going to go anywhere for what we're doing. It's fine. I'll spin them up there. I think we triangulated all of this when we put it together, but it was a quite involved process. We boxed the frame here, put this plate on the bottom. There was just a lot of stuff that had to be done, and we'll go ahead and throw a wrench on this and tighten it up while we're here. Why not? We might as well. Safety third, right guys? This one's got a brake booster in the way. Looks like maybe this one's already tight. Nope, not quite. This one's a lot harder to get at. It's almost tight. Silly little things, all stuff I plan to go over before we start driving the car on the road. And like I said, I plan to get it safety checked because I know when you build a car to this depth, you can miss a lot of stuff. Be nice to have a hoist, you know? You know what I'm saying? Drive it right up on there, stand under it and work on it. One of these days when I grow up to be big, maybe. One more. Okay, good. Well, that's unique. We have a bungee cord laying on the exhaust pipe. Some duct tape, that's a rag. All kind of stuff. I haven't looked under this car in years. Rear suspension, I know that's all tight, 100%. We got to tear that back apart and put some spring pads on, but I know it's 100% tight back there. So I want to take a glance at the tie rods and everything up there. Yeah, we did all that. We put the cotter pins in. I can see it's all good on this side. Yep, everything looks cotter pinned, I think. Check the drag link up there real quick, but I think we're good. You can see where that one is there. And brake booster, it's under the floor brakes. I do need to, got a little rustage going on there. I do need to, there's a little 1/2-inch spacer that goes between the booster and the master cylinder. It's one of my brake pedals, a little funky. I got to get that installed in there one of these days. I don't have it, but it's an easy, readily available part for in the aftermarket. But you can see all of our clevises for the underfloor, all the adapter and all that stuff. So yeah, boy, she's just from. It's been a lot of years since I built this car, and it hasn't always been stored in the best situations, but it's fine, and it's intended to be a driver. It's not a show car, so all good, no worries. But you can see everything is still fairly clean. It just needs to be like spit polished a little bit. Yep, I just checked. We got cotter pins up there, and all. So when Jim and I put this together, my buddy Jim helped, and I remember we rolled the front suspension under this like a wheelbarrow, and we popped it up in there and spun the nuts on. And we had built the front suspension, put it all together as a unit outside the car. And I think, as I think about it, my intention was to pick this body up and take it back out again for some reason at the time. I don't remember, but I don't think that's necessary anymore. So all good. You'll notice here that I used the original steering box. I did not go rack and pinion. I was trying to keep this an old school hot rod as much as possible. And I probably have called attention to this before, but the channel is like triple the size since I was doing a lot of work on this car. This manifold is off of, I think it's a 60's square body, small block Chevy powered pickup truck. And this is actually the passenger side manifold bolted onto the driver's side so that the exit sweeps forward. So it scoops around that box, and then I just took it up and had custom exhaust made for it before the body was on the car. And so that worked out pretty slick. Gonna give it a quick little rinse off, and then I got a couple other things I want to do, so don't go away. I think you're gonna enjoy this. Yeah, something I haven't really done on the channel with this car at all, and really haven't done it much at all, is take this car just on a little cruise up and down the road. So that's kind of what my goal was today, was to do that. It's a fun day for a little ride along, and I'm kind of in the mood for that. So let's fire this bad boy up and take up for a little broom. Window because we can. Yes, original steering boxes, gotta love them. It's like driving a truck. All right, here we go. Pressure, good voltage. Gas gauge went. Probably knocked the wire out. No big deal. I know there's gas. No floor pans. You pick up a lot of transmission noise. I should say no sound deadening, you pick up a lot of transmission noise. tranny fluid, I think. Very good though, it's running great. Neighbor approves. It's going to be a fun car to drive. Be nice to get some sound Well, the old girl's definitely running good. We've got a lot of work to do, obviously, before it's roadworthy, but I'm pleased with that. I had, the wiring is just a big rat's nest right now because Becky and I need to schedule a time when we can both work on it, and that'll be coming soon. We need to get a brake light switch hooked up and something else. I don't remember what right now. But we'll get that done, and I think it's the brake light switch, if I remember right. Those of you who've watched all those episodes, you can drop it in the comments and remind me, but I believe we had to get a 3-prong flasher to make the brake lights work and the blinker lights work together with this particular blinker switch that we put in the car. So that'll be coming soon. Going to need to do some sound deadening. Obviously, that transmission is pretty noisy in the car, especially in third gear when the planetaries are just all locked up solid. There's some gear noise in there, but that's not terribly abnormal. You got to remember, you're sitting right on top of the transmission with zero insulation and sound deadening, so that's pretty normal, I think. Maybe a little noisier than usual, but from what I remember about turbo hydro 350 transmissions, that's not way out of line for those. Plus, this transmission was gone through by a local tranny shop probably 10 years ago, and it's just been sitting. That's probably the longest drive we've ever made with that car to date, so that's good. Same thing I'm doing with the Oakland. I plan on just putzing this up and down the road once in a while to get all the lubrications moving around and things. I did notice when I shut it off, and you may have noticed it in the video, you wouldn't have known where the key was, but when I turned it off, it didn't shut off right away. So I think that's a good indicator. We're probably going to have to go ahead and get that 4-prong ignition switch into. This one was just put in temporary. I said it would probably be permanently temporary, but I don't like the fact that the car doesn't want to shut off. So we're going to need to deal with that as well. But I think that's going to do it for this one. I just wanted to get a little progress done and get another episode out to you on this car. There's a lot more coming, of course. It needs a lot of work. I'm getting to the point now where I'm hoping in the next week or two I'll be able to start breathing some, just there being dust and fumes in the air more without it making me have a coughing jag for 15 minutes. So we're getting there little by little. All right, that'll do it. We're on the Face thing. We're over on Instagram, /MyCarShop. We're here on the You thing, so go ahead and subscribe, hit that bell so you receive those notifications. And one more thing, don't forget, it's very, very important around here at least, don't forget to rock.